After 21 seasons as the head coach of UBC Okanagan women's basketball, Heather Semeniuk will retire following the 2014-15 season. Her devotion and love of the sport has helped build strong varsity teams over the years. Up next, a conversation with one of UBC's best. Heather, we wanted to have you here in the studios because you will soon be retiring after many, many years with us. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to kind of get a sense for what got you into being a coach for basketball at a university.
I just have to tell you that I've played the game for a long time. When I was in school, it was sort of the one option, so I was introduced to it very young and really, took a liking to it. And same with all of my siblings. I have 7 in my family besides myself. So we just really, really enjoyed the sport and played a lot. I think that I just passed that along probably to my children, and also had the opportunity, even at university level, to play again. I think it's just a passion, And then as far as, UBCO or university, I was just asked to apply, actually, for the job, and was the successful applicant, and I feel very fortunate for that.
So had you coached girls basketball before or women's basketball before that? And
Yes.
Where did you do that?
Just about pretty much everywhere that we lived. My husband was in education, and we moved around BC in several places, and always managed to get my fingers in with the senior girls programs.
How many years have you been doing that then?
I'm going to say about 40.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Why is it important that girls and women get involved in sports? And in this case, we're talking about basketball. What is the value?
I think it's kind of fulfilling a dream and a passion, like I did with coaching. I think for young women at the university level, it's just a wonderful way to accompany your education, your pursuit of that degree, and be able to continue to play sport. I mean, sport is physical activity, right? So there's a healthy side to that. I think what draws them, first of all, is probably the fact that they had played it through high school, and when they get to university, they're not ready to give it up. Or they've experienced some really good level of success at the sport, and there's an opportunity to continue. If you love it, that's a pretty easy decision. The opportunity at the university level is just remarkable. It's a very unique opportunity. You have to be very organized, but it is a chance for you to play your sport at the highest level in Canada.
You were a coach of high school girls and then of university women. What would you say is the difference in the coaching?
Well, the biggest difference is that everything ramps up a bit, right? The responsibility, the commitment, the time that you have to put in. And now you are also doing university courses as opposed to high school courses. And university there's a sense of independence there that the girls have to acquire. There's such great time management skills that are acquired. High school is more, in my mind, as competitive as it can be, is more a school participation, and you take your game to where you want to. You play club on top of high school program, or you try out for provincial teams if you want to take it to the next level. But basically the foundation of high school sport is for kids to play, participate. And the other plus to high school sport is that you get to do it with your friends, right? And then you get to university, and now you meet a whole new group of friends. And at first it's a little intimidating, and it's hard, but it's well worth putting yourself out there, trying it, and going for that.
Over the many years that you've been, well, certainly with the university, I'm going to say, it's been almost 10 years that UBC has been here in the Okanagan, and you've been a part of that. What has been one of the values for you to see the university grow? What part of that have you really admired and really appreciated being involved in?
The educational institution in itself, I remember very clearly the feeling and the satisfaction and the excitement, the vibes that everybody was feeling when UBC brought you know, their education, came into Kelowna and established themselves here. It was very exciting. A lot of things changed. I mean, UBC is so highly touted as an educational institution. It really increased our recruitability as well.
Of course.
Right away, yeah. So it was a pretty exciting time. And I mean, you just have to look around. The campus is beautiful. The level of support and education is remarkable. I've thoroughly enjoyed this part of my career as UBC.
Coaching university women, obviously it has been a great experience for you. What does that experience do in exchanging what you've learned with what the students are learning and what you give to one another? What's that been like for you?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. I can only hope that what I want to share with them and deliver to them from a mentor's point of view would be, you know, for them to understand that this is just, it's a tool to learn life skills on top of enjoying their sport and playing and competing. Competition does, you know, get emotions involved. And every day when we're on the floor and practicing or playing our games, those kinds of things are tested. So they learn how to control emotions. They learn how to respect each other, okay? They learn to trust one another. There's just so many important life skills and lessons that can be learned through university sport, through any sport. But at this level, it's exemplified because of the huge commitment and the time factor.
So what do you think you have learned from your students and your team?
Oh.
Maybe over the years, over the 20 years.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's so many small things I learn almost every day, because you learn about people and you share people things, right? They teach me patience and remember to be positive. I think as I've gotten older, there's times when they've had to give me reminders and I'll go, oh, good, thanks. You know, because you forget, you got so many things going on. They teach me the value of the great opportunity there is in youth to change the world, okay, because of who they are and because of what they're willing to do through sport. Why do you do something like this for 20 years?
Yeah, why do you stick it to something for 20 years? No doubt about it.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
I understand you take a holistic approach to coaching. What does that mean?
This is just something we do, okay? We do it. We do it for, you know, for 5 years, or at least the girls do it. They come and they have their 5-year stint, and they, you know, all you want is a positive, reinforced experience for them so that when they leave, they're happy and have fond memories. It has to be more about what you take away from it than it is what you're doing in the moment. They're young, 18 to 22 years old, you know, so the learning curve and the emotional growth, the responsibility that grows, the accountability, all those things that will take them on into their lives, and they're lived every day, okay, because there's no getting away from it. You know, when you show up, you know, the one on both sides of you are counting on you.
Right. I want to focus on some of the highlights over the last 20 years for you. So maybe you can give me a little sense of how you felt when you applied for the Canada West. Tell me a little bit about that.
When the reality occurred or was placed in front of us that we could actually take this and go forward with it, the excitement with all the coaches was pretty high. I mean, just the idea of taking your teams, taking the programs to the next level, it was beyond exciting. And I knew that there were a couple of coaches on staff that had really been longing for this opportunity. And then we went through probably 1.5 years of, you know, qualifying our application and going through all that. And it was hard work, but it was, let's just do this right. Let's do it right. Let's do the best job that we can. And it was a really good journey for us, very good journey. And then when we got to compete in that first year, it was a bit scary for the players. I remember a little story. the first game we played, and we went into the locker room at halftime after, and it actually was Fraser Valley that we played, and they're a fairly big and a little more physical team than we are. Went into the locker room at halftime, and my captain was in tears, and I just said to her, "What's wrong? What's the problem?" And she looked at me and said, "Coach, is this how it's going to be?" And I just said, "Yeah, pretty much." Took a deep breath, and they said, "Okay." And we went back out in the second half, and it was amazing. Quickly, they adjusted. Like, they just thought, okay, this is it. Because it was quite a step up in speed and physicality for us. So.
Right.
But it was great. It was fantastic. It's in my mind, I think, for our programs, it's the best thing.
That could have happened.
The best thing.
Excellent. What has kept you here?
Well, my first thoughts of retiring and kind of stepping away from the job came just prior to the Canada West option. And when that happened, it just kind of reignited things in me, and I really wanted to see what it would be like and to take girls to that level. For right now, well, this year we have one fifth-year player that will graduate, and she's been a very special person on the team and a very good leader, and it's just really good for me to see her through this year. You know, I hope she feels the same. I'm pretty sure she does. We have a good connection. Just to be able to be there as Angela White graduates is pretty special to me. But after that, I'm ready.
You're ready.
I'm ready, yeah.
And what's Heather going to do when she's
all
finished
probably, I have 10 grandchildren. I will be spending more time with them, watching them do their sports. I want to stay involved with our junior heat program just to help transition that and to keep it growing. It's such a valuable tool for the program. And probably it'll take a couple months before I can sit down and actually think about planning too much. There'll be a time when I just need some breathe time. Yeah.
You talked about the junior heat program, and maybe just tell us quickly what that is and how somebody could get involved with that.
4 years ago, we started off with just a couple of teams, and then it got expanded. The community requesting, you know, let's go, could we have a team at this level and this level, and so we've just kind of built it over the years.
And what are the ages
right now
of the
we have
players?
five girls teams and 5 boys teams, and they're U13, U14, U15, U16, and U17. It's an opportunity for an affiliation with the university to the community players. There is a tryout, so it is like a rep team program, club basically, and they travel through the spring and they take in tournaments. They wear the junior heat gear and they basically get our name out there for us, and they represent the institution very well. We have some fabulous coaches in town. We've just found it to be really a great way to connect with the community, and university is where this should happen. It's where we're playing the sport at the highest level, and we need to endorse this and keep it going. Yeah.
Well, all the best to you.
Thank you.
In your next chapter of your life, and I know you'll be keeping busy.
Oh, I will.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And that's it for this edition of UBC's Next Big Thing. I'm Rosemary Jean Thompson. See you next time.